Alright guys, well, the truck is kind of fixed so far. It's not all put back together, but I have a much bigger problem. Let me show you. Tell you, this mechanic's good. I wanted to get him on camera, but he didn't want to be on camera. He didn't care too much, but he said no. But he climbed under there, and we're looking at the front where the harmonic balancer is, but he climbed under the back of the transmission, or the front of it, I should say, where it mounted the engine, and he noticed this. The bolt made a hole right through here, and it was actually tapped back into place, but you can see the hex head shape of that bolt. So what happened was, I guess the bolts started coming out of the torque converter one by one, and one is even snapped in there, and one we didn't put back. So I'd like to get it back on there. We could still get it out because the pan's not on there yet, but we bolted up the exhaust so that we could at least run the motor without it being super loud, right? Trying to listen for any noise. Alright, I got all that sugar maple cut up, except for what's over at the shop that I got to bring here once the truck is fixed. And I haven't done any big stuff with this nice sharp chain. So this one is cut really thin. I'm going to turn this into smoker wood. And I'm going to cut this down into 3. So yeah, let's get it done. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I already have 2 crates full of sugar maple chunks, and I'm just breaking these down into bigger pieces to put in an IBC tote. If I break them down too small, they'll just fall out of the IBC tote, so these will be resplit later into the proper size. So I took one elm round, an 18-inch, and I noodled it up. There's all the noodles there. I don't want to try and split it and then, you know, the grain just goes every which way, right? I did a big block of honey locust. There's one that's over where I'm standing here, but yeah, all the sugar maple is done for now, and then I'm going to start next on these oak rounds. Yeah, that honey locust was nice and straight. Oh, look, I missed one. I'll get the axe out and finish this one. Got some more sugar maple over here. So I guess that's it. Just finish stacking, bagging, more cleanup. I also got to start working on this pile. I'm going to call this Oak Mountain. And the rain's coming, it's washed off some of the dirt, so it's not going to be so bad on the chainsaw anymore. Alright, so I'll see you guys next time. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff.